feet alone. Oh yeah. This buddy of mine, he just texted me this, he said, "You're in Calgary, right? You gotta read this to these folks." He goes like this, "You're the one about the guy from Calgary that left 4 booklets of season tickets for the Flames on his dashboard and an unlocked car in the mall?" When he came back, there were 8 booklets on his dash. NHL playoff hockey, here we are. Sorry guys. My Hawks lost, the Blackhawks, they're out, they got crushed, but at least my Kings dethroned Vancouver. So the President's Cup means absolutely nothing in the playoffs. That's right. How y'all doing? Got any questions?
All right, I'm a big fan of beginning at the beginning. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about how the acting bug bit you? Did you know right from the get-go that this was what you were going to do?
I'd always been a misfit. So, in 5th grade, we had a good drama program in our elementary schools, and I just sort of joined up and started goofing around. My brothers and I, we used to pretend we were the Three Stooges because there were 3 of us. My dad renamed us, though. He called it Blunder, Lurch, and Thud. So I was Thud. Because I was the one, my brother was black belt judo, and I was his throwing dummy. Thud, there was Adam again. So from 5th grade, I went all the way up through high school, and then I hooked a show called My Bodyguard.
Yeah.
17. I got my foot in the door and got slammed on it a few times, and been like a fungus for 30-something years now. Ever since. Can't get rid of me. Thank God for television.
Now you have a whopping 105 credits on the IMDb. What character that you've played is your favorite? And why?
I kind of have mile markers. You know, when I was 17, I did My Bodyguard. Ricky Linderman, that was one. And then I didn't flash forward to Full Metal Jacket. I did a guy named Animal Mother. That was good. Really enjoyed that for a long period of time. They're really different. And then Jane Cobb and John. And then Nathan was kind enough to sort of finagle this Ethan Slaughter character on casting. I don't know that he'll be back more than a few times because it would be kind of like the Slaughter Rules show. But anyway, I thought, wow, okay, great opportunity to work with Nathan again, and a great opportunity to meld Dirty Harry with Jane Cobb. Yeah, just the kind of guy I like to hang around with.
Now, you've been in the biz for over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go back in time and you could say one thing to your younger self who was just starting out, what would that be?
Don't overextend that credit card bill. Live below your means. Don't expect that there will always be a job around the corner. You know, you always have to keep working and keep networking, and just be patient too, and appreciate jobs while you have them. Appreciate the people that you're working with while you have them. I learned that on Full Metal Jacket. You know, you're doing this thing and you expect, oh, every job's going to be a Kubrick job. You're not. No. Lucky to get one of those in a lifetime. I've had like 3 or 4, so I've been blessed. And that's what I would tell them. And, you know, don't be a dick.
Now, you've sort of become known for playing a lot of heavies and tough guys. Is there any specific character or any certain type of role that you haven't tried yet that you wish you could?
Never worked in drag. Nathan has. So maybe that's next. I don't know.
Now there are a ton of Firefly fans in the house, aren't there? So my last question before I turn it over to all of them is very fitting. Are you surprised that the Firefly fan base has remained so rabid all these years?
Look, we got the next generation Firefly fan right down there. Stand up and take a bow, Bubba. Yay. That's so great. All of us on Firefly are just overwhelmed by how long the love has lasted and continues. And it's just really a testament to Joss and his writing and the family affair that we all got to spend for that brief little shining moment, resurrected briefly in a movie called Serenity. And it's very heartwarming and humbling. So thank you for being there. Thank you for being fans of Firefly, because we all are too.
All right, at this point in the game, I'm going to turn the show over to you guys. It's a little bright down here, so if you have a question, please wave your hand so I can see you. And when I point at you, please speak in a big voice so that the whole room can hear your question, okay? Now, who's got questions? Right here at the front.
Oh, okay, they can yell them out. We don't have a microphone to pass.
Yeah, we don't have a microphone for you guys, so big voices.
From the diaphragm.
Why you yell really loudly? What was your favorite Serenity to tape? Which was the episode?
It's funny. You say tape.
I'm sorry.
No, the reason that's funny is because Nathan would always say, it's film. We shot on film, but Nathan would always say, are we taping? You know, like the camera guys are all like, it's film, Nathan. We're artists. We use film. And then, of course, Nathan would use his famous Pat line, look at me, I'm a cameraman. Bitch, bitch, bitch. That line came in very handy when I was working on Chuck. Used it all the time. Stole that from Nathan. Then when I did the guest spot, I used that same line on Castle. And the crew members looked at me like, wait a minute, Nathan. And Nathan was like, he stole that from me. My favorite episode to film, or my favorite episode and result of Firefly? My favorite, it's hard to pick one. My three favorites were probably, I love the pilot. I just love the depth and the texture of that whole long pilot. Out of Gas was great. I love war stories. I like watching Nathan and especially Alan get tortured by Nishka. But those scenes were, I would go and watch them just do that stuff, because they were chained up there, they couldn't go anywhere. In between takes, it was kind of a hassle to untie them, so they would just leave them, Joss would just leave them there. So I'd go and laugh at them while they were, that one, and I was very much, what did I say, Our Mrs. Reynolds was fun, because I got a rain stick. Big rain stick. It's a big rain stick. I wish. No, I didn't. I only kept a few souvenirs from the run, and most of them I've auctioned off for charity. So the shirts and the scripts, I kept very carefully revised scripts of every episode, and I got everyone to sign them all. So there was like a one-of-a-kind collection, because they were all signed by Joss, all signed by the whole cast. And we auctioned those off, and they brought in over $50,000. With a lot of help from the California Browncoats. If there are any representatives from the Browncoats out there, thank you. The California affiliation was instrumental in helping that project. A couple other things. Not the guns, though. Did I answer your question? Who's next?
All right in the middle, halfway up.
How was auditioning for Firefly? Did they just look at you and say,
Oh, they were that easy. No, it was just a normal casting process in the what do you call it, pilot season. And I just went in and hit it off with Joss. I came in kind of with that character in mind and just rolled with it, and basically did the same thing through the testing process. You meet with the director, and then he says, okay, I'm going to bring a few people back to meet with the studio. Then you got to go and do it for the network. So it's basically 2 main tests. You just hope you don't choke and screw it up. My wife told me something very important, and this holds pretty much for any meeting you're going to go into, any sort of public speaking or whatever, that if you can basically bomb with love, you go in loving the people that you're not only competing with, you know, I don't know if any of you play golf or any competitive sports, but you want to beat your opponent at their best, so you root for them, and that takes away any sort of negativity. And that was really the process that I had going in there. Okay, and it worked out. And we thought that was going to last years. I remember having this dinner with Joss. The whole cast was together at this fancy restaurant, and he bought us dinner just to get us all familiarized with each other. And he said, you know, we're going to go down to the set and tomorrow, and just want you to familiarize yourself with it's going to be your home for a while. And so that's a downer, isn't it? But the button on that is when we resurrected it in Serenity, that I got to see Joss's face giving us the tour of the set of the new Serenity, and he was just so happy that day. I was so happy for Joss that he got at least that much to do the film. So, what was the question? I kind of ramble sometimes, so forgive me. I just sort of go off on tangents. Okay. Wait, the guy has a Jane hat on. Yeah.
The character of Jane is primarily a mercenary.